WCLU.com.
Good morning, everybody. 7 minutes after 6 o'clock. It's gotten chilly after almost 60 degrees yesterday for a high temperature. We are at 38 degrees, and we're going down. We'll check in with Ray Stajic here just in a moment and get a handle on the way the weather forecast is shaping up for today. But I got to tell you about some special folks here who are having birthdays today. And we have several anniversaries. First of all, let me tell you about Anna Howard. Miss Anna is turning 80 today. McKenna Hatfield with a birthday. Ethan Sexton. Ethan is 11. Debbie Coulter. Bill Phillips. James Smith. Tommy Gray. Happy birthday to you, Tommy. We have anniversary couples. For example, Stanley Davis and Tammy Wilson with a wedding anniversary today. David and Phyllis Ross, number 36. And Richie and Wendy White, the 23rd anniversary for the Whites. Phone lines open, 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online, we're here, WCLUradio.com. Chilly, 38 degrees. Ray Stajic on board to tell us about the next several days. Ray?
Some much colder air starting to settle in now. Already starting to see a breeze coming out of the west-northwest, and we'll go through this morning to see at least some limited clear sky with the overcast, but mostly cloudy this afternoon. And I'm going to go much cooler to colder, only 42 degrees. Most of us were in the upper 60s yesterday. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a sprinkle of rain, maybe a couple of snow flurries this afternoon, but really not looking for anything too crazy in terms of accumulation and or precipitation, so I wouldn't worry about it. Tonight, mostly cloudy, 32, a sprinkle or a snow flurry tomorrow with a high of 38, and then mid-30s Wednesday with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Thursday, mostly cloudy, mid-40s. Then clouds give way to sunshine on Friday with highs in the low 40s and some chilly weather for the weekend. We'll have to keep an eye on this weekend system coming in. Could bring some precipitation. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Kind of quiet on the WCLU constant coverage in studio radar screen, but it wasn't after a wild weekend. And as I mentioned earlier this morning, we saw a lot of folks at the Christmas parade last night want to know how much did it actually rain on Saturday when we didn't have the parade. Well, it's a good thing we didn't. It rained an inch and 51 hundredths, 1.51 on Saturday. Of course, thunder in there as well, and some winds at 41 miles an hour. That's the peak we saw, 41 miles an hour. The winds this morning are out of the southwest at about 3 miles an hour. Barometer's down at 29.91, but starting to rise a little bit. And 38 degrees at WCLU as we start Monday on the right foot. And we are glad you're going with us here this morning. Stand by, Wes Royce and local news.
One look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce. Saturday, Cave City police officers arrested a Horse Cave man on weapon and drug charges. Cave City police observed a red Ford pickup truck on Mammoth Cave Street in a careless manner driving. Upon contact with the male driver, he was acting nervous. Officers observed a rifle sticking out from under a blanket that was in the floorboard of the truck. The driver was then detained. Upon investigation, the name that was provided to officers by the driver was a convicted felon. A search of the vehicle revealed a .22 Marlin rifle and a small bag of suspected meth. A female passenger in the vehicle was identified as Jessica Smith of Horse Cave. She, along with the male driver, were arrested on charges of possession of controlled substance meth. After the male subject was booked into Barron County Detention Center, it was discovered that he gave a family member's identification. The male subject was identified as Andre Goodman of Horse Cave. Goodman was additionally charged with giving officer false identifying information, theft of identity of another without consent. Goodman was originally charged with possession of controlled substance meth, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, along with other traffic offenses. Goodman and Smith were also served with bench warrants for Hart County. The arrest was made by Officer Judd, and he was assisted by Chief Terrell Riley. Few details have been released, and the investigation continues into the death of a Park City man at approximately 12:36 p.m. Friday afternoon. Barron County Sheriff's Office responded to a shooting following a family dispute at Peters Creek Road. After arriving, deputies located Mark Adam Bellamy, age 29, of Park City, at the residence with a single gunshot wound. Bellamy was pronounced dead at the scene by the Barron County Coroner's Office. The investigation into this incident is ongoing, and no further details will be released at this time. Funeral arrangements for Mark Bellamy are being handled by the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home and will be announced later in this broadcast. Friday, at the Kentucky State Police Post 3 Bowling Green, they received a call for service in reference to a multi-vehicle injury collision. The collision occurred on Happy Valley Road in Barron County. Troopers Daniel Pretty and Graham Rutherford responded to the collision along with other KSP personnel. A preliminary investigation reveals that Richard S. Gray, 57, of Michigan, was operating a 2019 Freightliner semi-truck traveling westbound on Happy Valley Road when the semi-truck crossed over the center line of the roadway into oncoming traffic. Gray's vehicle struck the rear trailer of a 2015 Freightliner commercial vehicle that was traveling eastbound, being driven by Mihail Strungov, 33, of New Orleans. Gray's vehicle continued into the path of travel, striking a second vehicle, an 04 Ford Econoline van operated by William D. Johnson, age 47, of Louisville. A 2018 Nissan pickup traveling behind Johnson's vehicle was also struck by Gray's semi-truck before all involved vehicles came to final rest. It was operated by Seth T. Arterburn, age 26, of Cave City. Richard S. Gray was pronounced deceased on the scene by the Barron County Coroner's Office. Strungov did not report any injury while on the scene. Johnson was transported to Vanderbilt University, and hours later, at around 5 o'clock p.m., he succumbed to those injuries, which were sustained in the collision. A passenger in Johnson's vehicle, Latoya P. Britton, age 44, along with Arterburn, were treated and released from T.J. Sampson Hospital. On Friday, around 1:45 in the afternoon, Warren County Sheriff's Office responded to South Warren High School in reference to a message that students received indicating the possibility of a school shooting. Both South Warren High and middle schools have full-time deputies assigned as school resource officers, which were present at the schools when this threat was made. The school resource officers acted quickly and efficiently to ensure the safety of students and staff, while other responding deputies arrived on the scene. The Warren County Sheriff's Office wants to thank the students, school staff, and parents and guardians for their patience and cooperation during the investigation. And in Area 911 activity, there was a wreck with injury at 1046 where the Glasgow Police Department and Glasgow Substation and Barron Metcalf EMS responded yesterday around 6 o'clock in the evening at Walmart. More local news when we continue here on WCLU. It is 6:15, 38 degrees.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
To the 2015 Hart County Fair.
In more local news at this hour, Barron County Farm Bureau was recognized during the 99th Kentucky Farm Bureau annual meeting in Louisville for its outstanding membership and program achievement in 2018. The award honors County Farm Bureau offices who meet the company's profitability requirements and whose insurance policy growth meets or exceeds its annual growth goal. Coleman, president of Barron County Farm Bureau, who is in the middle of this picture online at WCLU, accepted the award. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell told the Kentucky Farm Bureau Group Saturday that federal lawmakers are close to passing a new farm bill that will legalize industrial hemp, a long-banned crop now gaining a foothold in Kentucky. The measure would renew the safety net for farmers at a time when the sector has struggled from low commodity prices, tough weather conditions during harvest, and trade disruptions amid President Donald Trump's use of tariffs to gain concessions from trading partners. The biggest stumbling block to an agreement on the farm bill was a dispute over work requirements for food stamp recipients. The deal worked out by congressional negotiators would scrap new work requirements for some older food stamp recipients, rejecting a plan backed by Trump and House Republicans. Hemp is deeply rooted in Kentucky's past, and the bluegrass state has emerged as a national leader in redeveloping a hemp industry. Hemp's comeback started in 2014 with a federal farm bill. McConnell helped push for a provision allowing states to pursue hemp research and development that allowed the crop to be grown on an experimental basis. Kentucky farmers planted 6,700 acres of hemp in 2018, more than twice the 2017 production, according to the state's ag department. More than 70 Kentucky processors are turning the plant into products. The value of Kentucky's 2017 hemp crop was about $17 million. Expected traffic impacts in District 3 for this week. US 68X in Barron County project near the railroad crossing will temporarily close a section of 68 in Glasgow in Barron County. The closure is expected to take place between tomorrow at 5 a.m. and the closure will be set up along the railroad crossing beginning at Donnelly Drive and Oil City Road. Residents and businesses will still have access to the property, but the road will be closed at the railroad track. A signed detour will be set up utilizing US 68 Veterans Outer Loop, Kentucky 90 Happy Valley Road, and US 31E. Metcalfe County, Kentucky 163 Tompkinsville Road, contractors will be working on a project to replace the bridge and approaches over Rogers Creek. That's a 1.5 mile length project beginning at Robertson Shaw Road, extending north to Radford Martin Road. And in Monroe County, construction of the new Tompkinsville bypass does continue. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. Now news from around the Commonwealth, Kentucky News Network.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. Kentuckians are remembering former President George H.W. Bush. Larry Forgy served as the Kentucky chairman for Bush's presidential campaign in the 80s and recalls to WKYT a time Bush made a campaign stop at Western Kentucky University.
He got up and you would have thought he was Huey Long the way he was rollicking that crowd. I mean, he was punching right along. I think he liked to come to Kentucky.
Just after midnight Saturday, Governor Matt Bevin tweeted, quote, "The prayers of many in Kentucky and across our nation are with the Bush family." President Bush died Friday night at the age of 94. The Laurel County Sheriff's Department says 12 people are facing charges following a drug investigation. Deputies found 12 people and close to 30 grams of meth Sunday at a home while executing a search warrant. Charges range from possession of drugs and paraphernalia, drug trafficking, DUI, public intoxication, and warrants for a sex offense and failure to appear. A UK football player is facing an assault charge. Zaire Hughes was arrested in Lexington early Sunday morning on a charge of fourth-degree assault, a misdemeanor. He is accused of being involved in an altercation with a female acquaintance at an apartment building. The victim had minor injuries. UK Athletics says they're aware of the arrest and are gathering information. And the Kentucky Wildcats are heading to Florida to face off against Penn State in the Citrus Bowl. 9-3 Kentucky is playing for its first 10-win season since 1977. Coach Mark Stoops.
This group already has an impressive legacy for the things that they've done, and they want to continue to build on that, set the tone for our young kids for the future. So it's absolutely important to us.
Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
As a child, I can remember always being excited about going to Community Trust Bank with my parents, because I knew I was going to get a treat. It's funny, now that I'm married, have 2 kids, and just bought a new home, when it came time for a new home loan, I went to Community Trust Bank. I trust them and knew that they'd be there for me and my family, just like they were for Mom and Dad. And now with 80 locations, there's no reason to go anywhere else but Community Trust.
Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Phony Medicare representatives are calling local seniors with a big scam. They are telling seniors they are eligible for a free back or knee brace. The catch? They want your social security number to verify. Hang up the phone. Medicare will already have your information. Never give out your social security number to someone you don't know. If you get an unsolicited call and they ask for it, that is a big red flag.
Hi, I'm Rihanna Smith-Hamblin with the Better Business Bureau. For more tips, go to bbb.org.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
It's 38 degrees, 624 at WCLU. We'll check in with Ray Stajic in just a moment to learn that the week is going to be cooler than it has been. In area funeral announcements this hour, Mark Adam Bellamy, age 29 of Park City, died Friday. He was born May the 9th of 1989 in Bowling Green. He was an employee of New Covenant Cleaners and a member of the Woodland United Baptist Church. Survivors include his wife Megan, 2 sons, Abel and Elijah Bellamy, his mother Janet Steen Keith of Smiths Grove, his father Mark Bellamy of Park City, his maternal grandmother Joyce Steen of Glasgow, 3 nieces, Lily Tobias, Julie Bratcher, and Sammy Bratcher, and several cousins and other family members. He was preceded in death by his sister, Shannon Lee Bellamy, maternal grandfather, Doug Steen, and paternal grandparents, Charlie and Frankie Bellamy. Funeral services for Mark Adam Bellamy will be at 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Woodland United Baptist Church Cemetery. Visitation begins after 11 o'clock Tuesday at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Twyla F. Lawrence of Glasgow died Saturday, December the 1st at the Diversicare Nursing Home in Glasgow. She was born in Glasgow, the daughter of the late Roy Furlong and Pearl Houchins Furlong. She was a beautician, a homemaker, and attended the Oak Forest Baptist Church. Survivors include 2 daughters, Julie Garrett of Austin and Kim Hauser of Santa Claus, Indiana, a granddaughter, Devon Loudon of Glasgow, 3 great-grandchildren, Corbin McGuire, Rebecca, and Victoria Loudon, all of Glasgow, 4 sisters, Louise Carter of Indiana, Agnes Jones of Glasgow, Noxie Beatty of Bowling Green, and Elaine Lawrence of Smiths Grove, 1 brother, Howard Furlong of Smiths Grove. Several nieces and nephews also survive. In addition to her parents, she was preceded in death by her husband, Jesse Lawrence, and a sister, Wanda Smith. A private graveside service for Twyla F. Lawrence will be held at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, as they are in charge of arrangements for Twyla F. Lawrence. LaVon Vonnie Spence Spear, age 71, of Tompkinsville, died Friday at Signature Healthcare of Monroe County. Vonnie was born in Carmi, Illinois, on April the 1st of 1947, a daughter of the late Verla and Vaughn Spence. Vonnie worked as a hairdresser. She was a lifetime member of Tompkinsville First United Methodist Church. On August 14th of 1965, she married Edward T. Spear, who precedes her in death. Vonnie is survived by two daughters, Brookie Archibald of Florida and Misty Timmons, and husband Jeff of Indiana, a son Tony Spear and wife Danita of Gometia. Four grandchildren, Taya Tyler, Timothy Archibald, and Bailey Timmons. Vonnie is also survived by two sisters, Sherry Spence of Tompkinsville, Terry Humes and husband Clifford of Gometia, a brother, William Bill Spence, and his wife Betty of Cecilia. Services for LaVon Vonnie Spence Spear will be Tuesday at 1 o'clock at Yoakley Tribble Funeral Home. Visitation begins at 5 p.m. today at the funeral home, burial to be in the Monroe County Memorial Lawn. Services for Lena Marie Brown, 87, of Dewberry, will be today at 2 o'clock at McMurtry Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Summershade Cemetery. Service for Mescal Hayes Cunningham, 83, of Moss, Tennessee, will be held at 1:30 today at the Oakley Tribble Funeral Home. Interment is to be in the Macedonia Cemetery in Moss, Tennessee. Service for Dale Wilkerson, age 54, of Cedar Springs, will be at 2 o'clock today at Liberty Hill Missionary Baptist Church. Interment is to be in the Liberty Hill Church Cemetery. The Patton Funeral Home's Brownsville Chapel is in charge of those arrangements. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free online at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by McDonald's.
At the crack of dawn, we're cooking it, brewing it, grilling it, flipping it. McDonald's fires up the griddle every morning so you can start digging into it and enjoying it. Dig in and enjoy our latest deal. Now you can get 2 Egg McMuffin sandwiches made with fresh cracked eggs for just $4. That's right. Get more for less and make your mornings a little better at McDonald's. Price and participation may vary. Single item at regular price cannot be combined with a combo meal.
Some much colder air starting to settle in now. Already starting to see a breeze coming out of the west-northwest, and we'll go through this morning, see at least some limited clear sky with the overcast, but mostly cloudy this afternoon. And I'm going to go much cooler to colder, only 42 degrees. Most of us were in the upper 60s yesterday. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a sprinkle of rain, maybe a couple of snow flurries this afternoon, but really not looking for anything too crazy in terms of accumulation and or precipitation, so I wouldn't worry about it. Tonight, mostly cloudy, 32, a sprinkle or a snow flurry tomorrow with a high of 38, and then mid-30s Wednesday with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Thursday, mostly cloudy, mid-40s. Then clouds give way to sunshine on Friday with highs in the low 40s and some chilly weather for the weekend. We'll have to keep an eye on this weekend system coming in. Could bring some precipitation. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Well, we brought precipitation in this weekend there, Ray. Let me tell you, in the Saturday rain shower activity, we managed to muster up an inch and 51/100ths in our rain gauge, 1.51. It's clear on the radar screen this morning, even though Ray says we could have a couple of flurries out there. They're not showing up as of yet. But for the weekend, an inch and 51/100ths. Humidity at 91%, winds out of the southwest at around 3 miles an hour. We did see up to 41 mile an hour winds on Saturday. Pressure's down at 29.91. 37 at WCLU, continuing to drop. 632. This weather update brought to you by the folks who can warm you up with breakfast at McDonald's.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Checking account early October. It's the perfect way to save for the holiday gift buying season. Stop by a branch today to open your Citizens First Christmas Club account.
Transfer continues until canceled. One withdrawal per Christmas Club. Withdrawals $15 each. Interest is forfeited on funds withdrawn early. Member FDIC.
It's amazing the lengths to which we will go to cover up embarrassing things. All the stories we'll tell and the charades we'll go through. But what you and I need to understand, to try and cover or ignore our sin is simply wrong. Refusal to admit sin is to refuse God's grace. Part of what makes grace so rich and so wonderful is the recognition of what's been offered because of what's been done. Paul said in Ephesians chapter 2 that there was a recognition of being dead in trespasses, but God, being rich in mercy, made us alive together with Christ. By the grace of God, we are what we are. To cover sin and refusal to admit sin is just wrong. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the score in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
And what about a Ralphie's gift card for Christmas giving? Boy, that one would be a whole lot of fun to use, if you will. That's Ralphie's Fun Center bringing you the birthdays this morning. I need to get over here. I didn't have my gong ready last hour, so I'm going to start off with the 80 gong, the big 80 for Miss Anna Howard. Happy 80th to Anna. Miss Crystal Harrison is having a birthday today. McKenna Hatfield. Ethan Sexton turns 11. It's Debbie Coulter's birthday. Bill Phillips, James Smith. Tommy Gray with a birthday today. 23rd anniversary for Richie and Wendy White. The anniversary of Stanley Davis and Tammy Wilson is today. We've got David and Phyllis Ross. David and Phyllis celebrating number 36. Congratulations. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online, here we be, WCLUradio.com, and we are here for you.
Accidents can't always be avoided, but at Southern Kentucky Collision, if you hit a deer, you get a turkey this holiday season. Southern Kentucky Collision. Call 270-651-6413.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy. But that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Tell you about, as far as reminding you about things that are and aren't going to happen today. The Barron County Clerk's office is closed today until 1 o'clock. Now, they're closed so the state auditor can audit retiring clerk Joanne London and then audit in the new clerk into the office before any business can be processed. So we just want to pass along that announcement. But the clerk's office will be up and running before you know it. Coming up also, starting tonight through Friday night from 5 to 7 p.m., and then Saturday and Sunday from noon until 6, it's the big Santa's house on the square. And we look forward to that each and every year. They do a nice job with that, and it's right on the square. And you can give Santa your list. You can tour the villa, free cookies and hot chocolate. If you need a question answered about that, 651-3806 is the number to call. 637 WCLU this morning. I think it's archive time. Here we go around the world and up the street looking back to Tidbit News. 100 years worth of things that have made a difference around here. And it's a new month, Tidbit News-wise. The archivists, Ray Green, Gail Berry, as well as Sherry Wesley and her staff of folks at the Cultural Center, pointing in one direction, and that is the direction of preserving the history that makes this place unique. And Sam Terry will join me to review our history after we hear this word from the sponsors, the folks who make sure we keep this history work up. I'm talking about Ametis Home Health and Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
Hello, I'm Kathy Murray. Did you know that some healthcare professionals still make house calls? Ametis Home Health is a group of compassionate professionals who deliver the best care to our patients in their homes. Whether you're recovering from a surgery or recuperating from an illness, our home health nurses, aides, and therapists can provide medication and treatment to you in your home. Ask your doctors if you qualify for home health care, or call Ametis Home Health Care at 270-651-7640.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
All right, Sam Terry is joining me for the archives, and it's the new month. Sam, how are you today, sir?
Doing well, just trying to keep up with all the holiday activities, and it looks like there are plenty of them in the archives this month as well.
That's right. There's a lot going on. You know, we've been celebrating around here for a long time, and we have a lot of tradition, a lot of honor, and it's just kind of good to see how some of these things got started. You want to go back 100 years?
Let's take a look at it.
This has nothing to do with the holidays. But this is interesting. This is in the Republican. There's a guy named Mr. J.T.B. Gillenwaters. That's with an S. It's a man that's got an S on the end of his last name and 3 initials. J.T.B. Gillenwaters. He's from near Cave City, and he's obtained a patent on a shoe, Sam, which is made principally of shucks with metal projections and serves as a tennis shoe and for similar purposes. He has already sold enough interest to put him way ahead, and he believes his prospects are bright to make a success out of it. Now, the archivist, I think in 1918, is Ray Green, went to Google and found a picture of a drawing of what this particular shoe was. He's got this, he has Mr. Gillenwaters' patent, and it's pretty interesting. I should have scanned it, and maybe I will for tomorrow, okay?
I think that would be a good idea because it's an odd-looking contraption. I'm not convinced that would be as comfortable as our modern tennis shoe.
No, that's right. Walking around trying to play tennis with corn shucks on your feet, and what else was it?
Metal projections.
Metal projections, that's right. It's I'm not sure what direction they're projecting, but nonetheless, it's a really interesting looking design. But, you know, We were early in the development of tennis shoes, 1918, so Mr. Gillen Waters had some shucks going. We'll dig into that a little bit more. Let's go to 1928, okay?
All right.
Tuesday of this week was set aside as a day of rejoicing over the completion of the Glasgow-Burkesville Road, and the day was suitably celebrated. Much has been said of the importance of the 40-mile road and of the fine country through which it passes. Adjoining counties participated. Now, think about that. How important is it that we stay connected with our neighbors and ancestors and families in Cumberland County? But it wasn't always the easiest place to get to. But in 1928, they were well on their way to realizing that and got this Glasgow to Burkesville Road completed. 40 miles.
That makes me think about the span of time and how history does tend to repeat itself. As of an age, I remember my grandfather speaking of the road being rebuilt to Burkesville, and what a great thing it was.
Yes.
But I'm also young enough to remember when everyone around complained about how bad the road to Burkesville was and hoping they would rebuild it. And, of course, now that has happened yet again about a century later. So always moving up and looking for more efficient ways to get back home to Cumberland County.
Well, I'm like you. I was of that age. Where are you going? I got to go to Burkesville. Well, now be careful. But you just had to pay attention to what it was. You had to pay attention. And now there's a lot more straight stretches in that road from here to Burkesville, too. But the one thing that hasn't changed, it is 40 miles of travel through a fine country, which it passes.
Always a beautiful drive.
That continues to be. And, you know, the last time they worked on that road, when I was going through there were still, the areas where they were working on it, they had done a bunch of blasting. And, my goodness, some big rocks. Big rocks they had to blast through to get that road straightened out a little bit. But they got it done. Let's move to 1938, Sam. One night recently, Roscoe Clemens heard a noise in his hen house, and upon investigation, he found a large, fat possum paying a social call on his hens. He caught the visitor the next morning and presented him to Mr. Charles Shader, who knows just what to do with late callers. I just love that journalism right there. Roscoe Clemens there, a little noisy in the hen house, and here's why, and we'll take care of that feller. That possum got his due from Mr. Shader, who was the possumator, I guess, from back in the day. 1941, this day, the home of Mr. and Ms. Buford Francis of Temple Hill was the scene of a happy occasion last Sunday when they celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, which they shared with the birthday observances of Jewel Francis, who was turning 24, and little Brenda Joyce Francis, who had a birthday on the 30th. The guests included Mr. and Ms. Walter Jones and Mrs. Jessie Knuckles and little daughter. The celebrants all received some nice presents, and we wish them many more happy years. That is a very special time when folks can get together and have multiple celebrations, and everybody's in a good mood, and that happened out there at Mr. and Ms. Francis's home in Temple Hill.
Sounds like a great occasion.
Yeah, 1948. Let's just celebrate everybody that is looking forward to the celebration. 1958. Got a picture right here. This person right here is probably related to you. The 18th Annual Kentucky Beta Club Convention to be held December the 5th and 6th at the Kentucky Hotel in Louisville. Miss Nancy Matthews, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. B.F. Matthews of Hiceville, a senior, is the 1958-59 Kentucky State Beta Vice President. Among her many duties at the convention, she's going to be the Master of Ceremonies for the talent contest. She will preside over the general session and speak to the beta at that time. And the archivist here is telling me that this may be Sam Terry's first cousin. Is that true?
Well, it'd be my mother's first cousin.
Okay, all right.
Nancy did pass away earlier this year, back in July.
Yes.
She was a a very intelligent and efficient person in everything she ever did, as evidenced by her many years at Glasgow Independent School Board Central Office and South Central Bank and other places. I seem to recall she was also the valedictorian of her class.
Well, I'm sure that we will probably be reviewing that a little bit later on, but a very, very nice honor indeed. All this, get to preside up here at the Beta Convention and all that sort of stuff. Miss Nancy Richardson, as we knew her. But back in 1958, she was still Miss Matthews, Sam. For a little while longer, I guess. All right, let's move forward to 1968. This story in the Republican. Construction begins on the new T.J. Sampson Hospital addition by James Norris Gray Construction Company at a cost of $1,523,974. In today's dollars, that seems like not a lot for such an addition out there at the hospital, but nonetheless, the growth was there, the need was there, and they got a local contractor, James Norris Gray Construction, to get the job done. 1968, growth. 1978, we've got this story out of the Daily Times about Connie Lyon is the first customer to be buying a Christmas tree from the Glasgow Barron County J.C.'s. This was a picture in the Glasgow Daily Times, showed Connie Lyon buying that Christmas tree from the J.C.'s Christmas tree sale, and of course that was always a big part of Christmas. J.C.'s, they brought in trees, and you could go down there and pick one out, and it looked good, it smelled good, and it helped out a good cause. The J.C.'s there in 1978, Sam.
It did, and Henry, that reminds me that the J.C.'s are associated with two treasured Christmas memories for our community. One was back in about 1956-57. They started the Glasgow Christmas Parade.
I didn't realize that.
And that was an undertaking of the J.C.'s, and they were essentially a junior chamber of commerce at that time. And then after they passed along the responsibilities to the greater chamber for the parade, they helped fill everyone's home with a Christmas tree as a fundraiser to do good things for the community.
Just folks who got done what needed doing. That's a good way to think about the J.C.'s. And, while we're talking about Christmas parades and talking about the Chamber of Commerce, it was a wonderful decision to postpone the parade by one day. It had never, ever, ever been done, but it certainly proved to be a very, very smart thing to be done. Hats off to everybody who sat in the committee meeting right there when the forecast first came out and says, we got to do this. We got to do it this way because we got to be safe and preserve the enjoyment of the parade. And that turned out to be a very good decision. And I was thoroughly impressed with the number of folks who came out to see the parade. And I understand some of the ones that had to drop out, but it was the best decision because Saturday, I asked Amy Bingham last night on the air, I said, how many times Saturday when the storms came through did you think, I'm glad we're not doing the parade? And she said, quite a few. So it worked out good. The Chamber of Commerce, certainly charged with making such decisions. Okay, that was 1978. Now let's look at 1988. We had a lot of fire stations represented in the parade last night. Well, this day in 1988, the Glasgow Fire Department got news it was going to be receiving a new pumper truck, hopefully by December the 15th. Now, some fancy fire trucks in that parade, and there's a lot of neat technology that goes into building an efficient fire truck for an efficient fire department. And in 1988, they were getting a new one, Sam. Now, let's talk about trucks in a different way here. In 1998, a truck owned by Southern States of Park City ran into the front of the barbecue place on East Main Street on Monday. Now, that was a different use for a truck out there. They wanted some of Kenneth Hawkins' delicious barbecue out there at the barbecue place, and they pulled in a little too close. Hopefully they got it all fixed, and hopefully they still got to have their barbecue out there at the barbecue place. That was 1998, but still it makes big news. That was in the Glasgow Daily Times because well, such things can be dangerous, you know.
Absolutely.
Here we have 10 years ago in the Barron County Progress, the Kentucky Headhunters, along with Rufus Huff and Sixth Floor, put on a great show Saturday night with the proceeds from the show going to Toys for Tots and the Boys and Girls Club of Glasgow, Barron County. That was just 10 years ago, and that event was certainly well attended and did accomplish what they wanted to accomplish. And it's going to be happening again here this month as well, when the Kentucky Headhunters are going to be at the Plaza Theater for a couple of events too. It's good to give back to the hometown, don't you think?
It certainly is, and we have a very generous hometown. And this weekend we had so many things going on related to the holidays that if you couldn't find something to do in Barron County over the weekend, you really didn't want to do much.
Well,
because there was a smorgasbord of activity.
No question about it. And, you know, every one of them enjoyable. It's hard to get everywhere. Hats off to you for the job you did with the Glasgow Musicale in putting on the Hanging of the Green yesterday. The locale was the Presbyterian Church, but there were a lot of folks involved in that, and it sort of sets the mood for Christmas and explains the way some of the things are, and lots of festivities and festiveness, I guess, if that's a word. And there were a great number, and we have lots and lots to talk about this week, too, a number of churches with special events, and we're going to do our best to make sure we give everybody some good PR and knowing what all we can get out and enjoy. Fair enough, Sam?
Fair enough.
I'm going to play the Archives theme song, which is how we put it in reverse, okay?
All right.
We'll back out for right now, and then we'll come back tomorrow and do some more sharing of the history, sharing of the way we were, and we'll look forward to hearing from folks. A lot of folks have little things. There's hardly a day goes by that I don't go out and see somebody and say, you know, that thing you talked about in 1938, I remember this, I remember that. It's just fascinating to get folks thinking back and thinking about our heritage, and certainly solidifies our foundation. You have a good day, sir.
You too. See you tomorrow.
Bye. The Archives brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, as well as being brought to you today as a service of Amedisys Home Health.
Berry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessonberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessonberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barron River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barron River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barron River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
A bountiful harvest is proof that hard work does pay off. Ken Davis Produce is also proof that driving just another 90 seconds past Donnelly's in Glasgow is a payoff in the quality you see and taste. And folks around here can taste the difference. Ken Davis Produce is next to the Farmer's Livestock Market. They have fall items now, like pumpkins in various shapes, colors, and sizes, and mums too. It's like a farmer's market that's open every day, but Sunday, of course, 8 to 5, 6 days a week. If you like things old-fashioned way, you're going to love Ken Davis Produce, out 68.
5 WCLU. WCLU. This is a good day to get married. We've got another anniversary couple to tell you about. This is the 5th anniversary for Shirley and Wendell Jackson. Happy number 5 for Shirley and Wendell Jackson. Happy 15th birthday today to Jameson Smith. Happy birthday, Jameson. And we're patting Gracie Lowe on the back today. Now, Gracie had a birthday a few weeks ago, and we just figured out a way to get her patted on the back as soon as possible. Today is that day. So if you happen to see Miss Gracie Lowe around town today, you be sure to pat her on the back and remind her that she is as good as gold from her friends here at WCLU. And a little taste of Texas. How about a check of the forecast? Ray Stajic here, brought to you by South Central Bank.
Hello, I'm Todd Lockett, ag lender with South Central Bank. When I made the choice to join the South Central Bank team, I was blown away by our commitment to customer service and relationship banking. At South Central Bank, we work hard to cultivate trust and respect. The vision of the Bell family has grown from one single location to 29 convenient locations, each equipped to handle any of your needs, from cashing a check to buying your dream home or starting your business or farming operation. I would love the opportunity to gain your business and show you why South Central Bank is filled with people you can count on. South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We'll go through this morning, see at least some limited clear sky with the overcast, but mostly cloudy this afternoon and only 42 degrees. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a sprinkle of rain, maybe a couple of snow flurries this afternoon, but really not looking for anything too crazy. Tonight, mostly cloudy, 32, a sprinkle or a snow flurry tomorrow with a high of 38, and then mid-30s Wednesday with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Thursday, mostly cloudy, mid-40s. Then clouds give way to sunshine on Friday with highs in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. We're going down still, 37 degrees at WCLU. The radar screen is all nice and clear this morning. We got an inch and 51 hundredths of rain on Saturday. Humidity at 91%. Southwest winds at 3. 29.91 is the pressure. 37 degrees. WCLU weather brought to you by South Central Bank. 6:58. Hang on for trivia, but let me welcome another youngster into the teens here. Yes, we just learned that Mr. Boone Hatton is 13 today. Congratulations. The colder air has arrived. Are you ready at home to deal with the colder air? Glasgow Building Supply is ready to help you with a quality Eden Pure heater. Keep your home warm with the efficiency of the Eden Pure. It comes in the low profile version or the tower version with the new and improved copper XH hybrid heat technology. Available in walnut and in maple, and available in the low profile and the tower size. Come to Glasgow Building Supply. You will see how inexpensive heating your home can be. That's Glasgow Building Supply on 31E Bypass in Glasgow.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd.
7 o'clock morning edition is coming your way just in a second. Phillips Family IGA wants to remind you that when you get ready to cook for family, make some holiday treats, go to the place that keeps so much in stock, so many nice choices. We're talking about Phillips Family IGA, and of course the famous butcher shop back there at Phillips Family IGA can help you serve up the meats, the entrees, the things that you want to fix up. They'll help you get it fixed up at Phillips Family IGA in beautiful Hiceville, Kentucky. And we're going to get a winner this morning of the Monday trivia. And then what's going to happen is on Friday we're going to draw for somebody's going to win a 10-pound pack of ground beef from Phillips Family IGA. And that's one that can be put to really good use for sure. Okay, let's get over here, and this is a Name That Tune trivia question for today. And here we go. You just listen to this song. I need 2 answers, okay? 2 answers. Tell me the name of this song and who's singing it. Whoops. That's somebody calling my cell phone with the end.
Ringtone by Apple.
That's right. I'm sorry. All right, can you hear that song? It's got a title, and it's got some people who actually sang it. I want to know the name of the song and the name of the group. Hello, Trivia.
The Rain, the Park, and Other Things by the Cowsills.
My goodness, I never thought anybody would come out of the box and hit a home run on that one, because that's pretty tough. Tell everybody who this tough answerer is.
David Walbert.
David, now, did you drive around, in a DOT vehicle singing that song?
Well, I've heard it several times. That was pretty much from the 60s. That was way before that time. But if it's from the 60s, I probably know it.
Well, see, I was thinking about how to, I wanted to have something, tough on the first day of the month, which you certainly, that's a tough one, though, That's not exactly a well-thought-out song title.
No.
The Rain, the Park, and the Other Things.
The Cowsills.
Yeah, remember the Cowsills. It's interesting to read about the history of the Cowsills because they sort of evolved, some of the early Cowsills records, the Cowsills weren't even on the records.
Right.
They were just a family that kind of looked like the Partridge Family or the whatever family, and
they were kind of the real-life Partridge Family, sort of.
Yeah, I think that's right. But they were the Cowsills. And, of course, here's an extra, not an extra hush puppy question, but an extra quarter pound of ground beef. What was the biggest song that the Cowsills ever had?
It was probably Hair.
That's right, Hair. Remember the theme song from the musical Hair?
Yep.
She asked me why I'm a hairy guy.
You should put out a record.
I really should. Put it out, all right.
Yeah.
Put it out with the garbage.
No.
Okay, you've won trivia. We're gonna put your name over here, so maybe you could win on Friday when we draw it. Name somebody's gonna win ground beef from Phillips Family IGA, David. Okay?
Well, that'll be great.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you, Henry.
See you later. David Walbert, that's right. He as quick as he heard this. He just knew immediately that's The Rain, the Park, and the Other Things by the Cowsills. Where will we go tomorrow that you can follow along? Thanks to Phillips Family IGA. And the news is now.
Flag, flowers, a wreath, and more are on the gate outside the community where former President George H.W. Bush lived in Houston. CBS's Steve Futterman.
4 days of tributes and salutes will begin today. Mr. Bush's body will be taken from the funeral home here in Houston. It will be driven by motorcade to Ellington Air Force Base. There it will be greeted with ruffles and flourishes and hail to the chief. There will be a brief ceremony. Then George Herbert Walker Bush will be flown for the last time to the nation's capital.
Mr. Bush lost a bitter fight for re-election in 1992, but later became good friends with the man who beat him as they teamed up for several humanitarian causes. Bill Clinton spoke about that friendship last night on 60 Minutes.
Our friendship just got better. And in a world where everybody's just gutting each other all the time, I thought it was a good thing to show.
CBS News Special Report. I'm Peter King.
The Royce Radio Family, WCLU, 1490 Glasgow, WCLU FM, 102.3 Munfordville, Glasgow, and W276DO, 103.1 Glasgow.
Now at Wendy's, any size fry, just $1. Any fry, $1 at Wendy's.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
Glasgow Prescription Center.
Most of us make sure we get preventative maintenance for our vehicles, our air conditioning, and other things that we use every day that we depend on. Shouldn't putting your health be at the top of that list? This is nurse practitioner Brittany Jackson, and at Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic, we see so many people who waited to make their health a top priority and address those minor problems before they became big problems. Come see us today to establish us as your primary care provider, and we can discuss all the preventative maintenance recommended to keep you in tip-top shape. This is the perfect time of year to get you and your family on the track to better health. We can't wait to see how we can help you because, after all, wellness is part of our name. Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic, your place for hometown healing. Don't forget we are in our new location right across from TJ Sampson Hospital at 1214B North Race Street. Call us today, 270-629-6722. We look forward to helping your entire family achieve better health at Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic in Glasgow.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
For WCLU Local News, I am Wes Royce. Saturday, Cave City Police arrested a Horse Cave man on weapon and drug charges. Cave City Police observed a red Ford pickup driving on Mammoth Cave Street in a careless manner. Upon contact with the male driver, he was acting nervous. Officers observed a rifle sticking out from under a blanket that was in the floorboard of the truck. The driver was then detained. Upon investigation, the name that was provided to officers by the driver was the name of a convicted felon. A search of the vehicle revealed a .22 Marlin rifle and a small bag of suspected methamphetamine. A female passenger in the vehicle was identified as Jessica Smith of Horse Cave. She, along with the male driver, were arrested on charges of possession of a controlled substance, meth. After the male subject was booked into the Barron County Detention Center, it was discovered that he gave a family member's identification. The male subject was identified as Andre Goodman of Horse Cave. Goodman was additionally charged with giving an officer false identifying information, theft of identity of another without consent. Goodman was originally charged with possession of controlled substance, meth, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, along with other traffic offenses. Goodman and Smith were also served bench warrants from Hart County. Arrests were made by Officer Judd, and he was assisted by Chief Terrell Riley. Few details have been released, and the investigation continues into the death of a Park City man. At approximately 12:36 in the afternoon on Friday, the Barron County Sheriff's Office responded to a shooting following a family dispute on Peters Creek Road. After arriving, deputies located Mark Adam Bellamy, age 29, of Park City, at the residence with a single gunshot wound. Bellamy was pronounced dead at the scene by the Barron County Coroner's Office. The investigation into this incident is ongoing. No further details will be released at this time. Funeral arrangements for Mark Bellamy are being handled by the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home and will be announced later in this broadcast. Also, on Friday morning, Kentucky State Police Post 3 Bolingbrook Green received a call for service in reference to a multi-vehicle injury collision. Collision occurred near 4446 Happy Valley Road in Barron County. Troopers Daniel Pretty and Graham Rutherford responded. A preliminary investigation reveals that Richard S. Gray, 57 of Michigan, was operating a 2019 Freightliner semi-truck traveling westbound on Happy Valley Road when the semi-truck crossed over the center line of the roadway into the path of oncoming traffic. Gray's vehicle struck near the rear trailer of a 2015 Freightliner commercial vehicle that was traveling east, being driven by Mihail Stungoff of New Orleans. Gray's vehicle continued its path of travel, striking a second vehicle eastbound, an 04 Ford Econoline van operated by William D. Johnson, 47 of Louisville. A 2018 Nissan pickup truck traveling behind Johnson's vehicle was also struck by Gray's semi-truck before all involved vehicles came to final rest. It was operated by the Seth T. Arterburn, age 26 of Cave City. Richard Gray was pronounced deceased on the scene by Barron County Coroner's Office. Strongoff did not report any injury. William D. Johnson was transported to Vanderbilt University, where hours later he succumbed to those injuries. A passenger in Johnson's vehicle, LaToya Britton, age 44, along with Arterburn, were treated and released from T.J. Sampson Hospital. In an area 911 activity in the last 24 hours, a motor vehicle injury wreck occurred at Walmart yesterday around 6:05 p.m. Glasgow Police Department, Barron Metcalf EMS responded to the scene. For WCLU Local News, I am Wes Royce reporting. For a full rundown, log on to WCLUradio.com. More news when we continue. It's 37 degrees, 7:11 here on downtown Glasgow.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Oh. Dandy can make car buying easy for you.
In more local news at this hour, Barron County Farm Bureau was recognized during the 99th Kentucky Farm Bureau annual meeting in Louisville for its outstanding membership and program achievement in 2018. The award honors County Farm Bureau offices who meet the company's profitability requirements and those whose insurance policy growth meets or exceeds its annual growth goal. Jay Coleman, president of Barron County Farm Bureau, accepted the award on behalf of the organization. Also, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell told the Kentucky Farm Bureau Group Saturday that federal lawmakers are close to passing a new farm bill that will legalize industrial hemp, a long-banned crop now gaining a foothold in Kentucky. The measure would renew the safety net for farmers at a time when the sector has struggled from low commodity prices, tough weather conditions during harvest, and trade disruptions amid President Trump's use of tariffs. The biggest stumbling block to an agreement on the farm bill was a dispute over work requirements for food stamp recipients. The deal worked out by the congressional negotiators would scrap new work requirements for some older food stamp recipients, rejecting a plan backed by Trump and House Republicans. Hemp is deeply rooted in Kentucky's past, and the bluegrass state has emerged as a national leader in redeveloping the hemp industry. Hemp's comeback started in 2014 with the federal farm bill. McConnell helped push for a provision allowing states to pursue hemp research and development. That allowed the crop to be grown on an experimental basis. Kentucky farmers planted 6,700 acres of hemp in 2018. According to the state's ag department, that is twice the 2017 margin. More than 70 Kentucky processors are turning the plant into products. The value of Kentucky's 2017 hemp crop was about $17 million. Expected traffic impacts this week here in District 3 in Barron County. A project to repair railroad crossings will temporarily close a section of US 68 West Main Street in Glasgow. The closure is expected to take place Tuesday morning at 5 a.m. A signed detour will be set up utilizing US 68 Veterans Outer Loop, Kentucky 90 Happy Valley Road, and US 31E on the bypass. The closure is expected to last approximately a week. The work is dependent on weather conditions. In Metcalfe County, work continues at Kentucky 163 Tompkinsville Road for a half-a-mile length project beginning at Robertson Shaw Road, extending north to Radford Martin Road for bridge repairs. Also, construction of the new Tompkinsville bypass continues in Monroe County. Folks will notice signs in the community in advance of those construction zones. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. Up next, we have news from around the Commonwealth Kentucky News Network. It's 37 degrees at 7:15.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. Kentucky's lawmakers are reacting to the passing of former President George H.W. Bush. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called Bush a devoted father and decorated patriot. Congressman Hal Rogers called Bush one of the country's most beloved leaders, a personal friend, and a political mentor. Bush passed Friday at the age of 94. Kentucky officials say a technology upgrade will allow state social workers to spend less time on paperwork. The Cabinet for Health and Family Services says about 1,800 social workers will receive tablets to replace desktop computers and better serve the community. Kentucky State Police are investigating the second death in 4 days at the Boyd County Detention Center. 36-year-old inmate Charles Sean Finley of Ashland was pronounced dead Sunday of a suspected fentanyl overdose. Finley's friend April Brown tells WSAZ,
"He loved his family, he loved his friends. Just because we suffer from addiction, it don't mean that we're not human, that we don't have hearts."
Authorities say Finley was among several inmates who overdosed.
I thought they would have like Narcan on hand for situations like this. Did they?
On Thursday, 40-year-old inmate Michael Moore of Ashland was found dead at the jail. The cause of his death is under investigation. And the University of Kentucky will be playing Penn State on New Year's Day in the Citrus Bowl. The school accepted the bid Sunday to play in its first New Year's Day game since the Outback Bowl in 1999, where it lost to Penn State. Head coach Mark Stoops.
Very proud of our team and the work that they've done, and again, just looking to go out there and represent our state the right way.
The Citrus Bowl will be played in Orlando at Camping World Stadium. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Alabama, live in concert.
Song of the South.
Friday, December 7th, Rupp Arena, a historic night in Lexington, Kentucky for one night only.
My grandma,
Alabama, with Ricky Skaggs.
Stay country boy,
and the Kentucky Headhunters. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Presented by iHeartRadio.
Hi, I'm Ellie Clifford, and I'm thankful that my mom always makes us buckle up. It saved our lives. 3 years ago, me, my mom, my sister, and my friend were heading to church on a rainy day. Going around a curve, a car coming the other way hit us, and we went off the road and flipped over. It was scary, but thanks to our seatbelts, all we got were a few bruises and scrapes. So give yourselves a chance to be thankful and wear your seatbelt.
Save for holiday shopping throughout the year with Citizens First Christmas Club. Deposit money as often as you wish. You choose how much and when. You can even set up an automatic transfer from your Citizens First checking account. Interest accrues daily on your collected balance, is paid monthly, and the amount in the Christmas Club transfers to your Citizens First checking account early October. It's the perfect way to save for the holiday gift buying season. Stop by a branch today to open your Citizens First Christmas Club account.
Transfer continues until canceled. One withdrawal per Christmas Club year. Additional withdrawals $15 each. Interest is forfeited on funds withdrawn early. Member FDIC.
The Empty Nest inside Pharmacy Express is full of goodies like new fall fashion jewelry, home decor for every room, artwork, and much more. Check out the Cindy bracelets and On Who jewelry, both with great causes. The Empty Nest also offers wedding and baby registry. Make sure to ask about their customer loyalty program. For every purchase at the Empty Nest, you earn double points to redeem for cash off your next purchase. You'll find the Empty Nest is not so empty inside Pharmacy Express on the corner of Cleveland Avenue and the Bypass in in Glasgow.
37 degrees, 720 at WCLU. Is it feeling cold out there to you this morning? Well, Ray Sajik says it's supposed to.
Some much colder air starting to settle in now. Already starting to see a breeze coming out of the west-northwest, and we'll go through this morning, see at least some limited clear sky with the overcast, but mostly cloudy this afternoon. And I'm going to go much cooler to colder, only 42 degrees. Most of us were in the upper 60s yesterday. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a sprinkle of rain, maybe a couple of snow flurries this afternoon, but really not looking for anything too crazy in terms of accumulation and or precipitation, so I wouldn't worry about it. Tonight, mostly cloudy, 32, a sprinkle or a snow flurry tomorrow with a high of 38, and then mid-30s Wednesday with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Thursday, mostly cloudy, mid-40s. Then clouds give way to sunshine on Friday with highs in the low 40s and some chilly weather for the weekend. We'll have to keep an eye on this weekend system coming in. Could bring some precipitation. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. The current conditions, we did get over the weekend an inch and 51 hundredths. That was all on Saturday. It didn't rain on the parade, which is a good thing. 1.51, though, on Saturday. 91% humidity. Winds out of the southwest at 3 miles an hour. Pressure's down at 29.91. The big 3 and the big 7. 37 degrees as our feetsies hit the floor here this morning. 721 at WCLU.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi. It's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
Ralphie's Fun Center bringing you lots of fun, lots of enjoyment as we go through the holiday season, and they want to be sure and be a part of it with you. We've got several folks here to add to the birthday lists. While we're doing the news there at 7 o'clock, we learned that Mike Smith is having a birthday today. Ashley Kidwell. Ashley is 27 today. We welcomed Mr. Boone Hatton into the teens. Boone is 13 as of today. Congratulations. Happy 15th birthday to Jameson Smith, 15. Miss Crystal Harrison. Crystal having a good birthday today, I am sure. Anna Howard is 80 today. McKenna Hatfield with a birthday. Ethan Sexton, happy 11th. Debbie Coulter, Bill Phillips, James Smith, Tommy Gray, all with birthdays today. We have, the 5th wedding anniversary for Shirley and Wendell Jackson. We also have Richie and Wendy White, Richie and Wendy's 23rd anniversary. Stanley Davis and Tammy Wilson, they have an anniversary. And it's number 36 for David and Phyllis Ross today. A big congratulations to all of our honorees. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online, we're here for you at WCLUradio.com for birthdays and anniversaries. Those lines will remain open throughout the day. Now, I want to tell you a little more about our Good as Gold honoree. We told you last year about Grace Lowe. Grace being good as gold. She had a 17th birthday back on November the 14th. It took us a little while to get it worked in, but now listen to this. This comes to her. It was requested that she be good as gold from her cousin Lauren Mutter. So how special is that to have a cousin wanting to make sure that you know that you're good as gold when your special cousin tells you happy 17th birthday. So congratulations. I think you're pretty lucky there, Miss Grace Lowe. And hope so far 17 has been good for you. 7:25 now at WCLU.
Hey, Dad?
Yes.
I just got another one. It's a belated.
Belated? Okay.
Yeah, it's Keith Garman.
Keith Garman?
Yeah, Keith Garman had a birthday on Saturday.
Okay.
But
well,
we didn't get it on.
Yeah.
So we're just going to give him a shout out now.
Well, it's just, it's still plenty of time to wish Keith Garman a happy birthday.
Plenty of time.
So we're going to add him on there belatedly today, sir. Thank you very much. That's what we're here for. We play catch-up every day around here, so don't be afraid to call us up and tell us something that's happened, because we'll get caught up. Let me tell you about a couple of things coming up here. Edie Bell is going to be at the Mary Weldon Library tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Now, Edie is going to be sharing inspiring ideas and demonstrations for decorating your home for the holidays. Are you just kind of stuck? You just can't figure out exactly what to do next? Well, Edie is going to be down there at the library tomorrow evening. How about that? Also, speaking of decorating, the Glasgow Fire Department dipping Christmas trees. This is a very, very important community service, because you can burn down a house in a hurry with a dry Christmas tree for sure. And they're going to be dipping out at Fire Station Number 2, which is at 130 Cross Street, just off of L. Rogers Wells Boulevard. It's provided from 9 until 8 every day. The tree is dipped in a flame-retardant substance. It'll enhance the life of your tree. If you're using a fresh-cut tree, you're urged to take advantage of this free service. Take it out there. It's part of the holiday tradition to go out there to the Cross Station and have your tree dipped and let it provide lots and lots and lots of enjoyment this holiday season. And let's see, what else did I tell you about? Well, I got several things to tell you about, but I'm going to, I'll tell you what this. I want to talk about the Christmas parade. The Far Off Broadway Players were the grand marshals of the parade. And, they were grand marshals indeed. They had a nice float. They had many of the actors who make the Far Off Broadway Players very special were right there at the beginning of the parade, and they're not going to be rested on their laurels, because they are going to be having another production. That's right, the Far Off Broadway Players presenting Another Night Before Christmas. It's going to be on December the 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Plaza Theater. Times will vary. We'll nail those down for you here, but just mark your calendar for the 7th, 8th, and or 9th. Come see the Far Off Broadway Players, the grand marshals of the parade, as they present Another Night Before Christmas.
Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding, and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
The fall harvest season is at its best at your year-round produce market, Ken Davis & Sons Produce in Glasgow. Look at those shelves full of Michigan apples. Apples as crisp as the fall air. Red and golden delicious. Golden Supreme, Gala, Fuji, Mutsu, Macintosh, Jonathan, Jana Prince, and Honey Crisp, all ready for the feast. And the fall pears have arrived at Ken Davis. Delicious, sweet, and juicy fall pears. There's still field-grown and vine-ripened tomatoes in stock at Ken Davis. And you can round out your shopping trip with satisfying apple cider, a new selection of sorghum, and, of course, our popular old-fashioned candy. Going to market means going to Ken Davis & Sons Produce, located on Highway 6880, just past Wright Implement, and next to the Farmers Livestock Market. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 till 5. Enjoy fall at Ken Davis Produce. Attention, if your home or business experiences frequent drainage clogs and backups, Spots Plumbing now has a new jetter system that implements hot and cold water options to rid your drains of excess grease, roots, and any other substance that's causing you trouble. Ask about the Jetter Drain Cleaning System today, 678-1970.
There's way more than just the name. Bots Plumbing, while being the first you should call for your plumbing needs, is also the number you call if you need your driveway plowed or if you need salt spread to help melt the ice away. 270-678-1970. Let Bots be the first you call. Hack Whitty, Marita Whitty Lyle, David Whitty, Becky Lyle, names that have been trusted in this community for quality auto repairs for 46 years. Names you can continue to trust for many years to come. At Whitty's Complete Car Care, they specialize in all your car repair needs, including brakes, tune-ups, and diagnostics. And you won't believe their amazing tire prices. If you're ever in need of towing or unlocking service, Jeff is ready and waiting 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Whitty's Complete Car Care on Rogers Road in Glasgow, 46 years and counting.
7:30 WCLU. Coming up in just a moment, we're going to be having some tidbit news, and then we'll have some This Day in Music History, and that should be very interesting as well. 38 degrees, and let's see, I want to remind you about a meeting for the Glasgow-Barron County Retired Teachers Association. It's this coming Thursday at 10:30 in the morning out at New Century Buffet. Tim Abrams, KRTA Executive Director, is going to be there. Items can be turned in for Feed Kentucky and School Supplies Drive. Volunteer hours for the year are due at that time. You can call this number for more information, 427-4351. That's 427-4351. On, let's see, coming up this weekend, the Glenview Christian Church getting into the Christmas spirit by hosting a gingerbread decorating party. How about that? Saturday from 9 till 11, crafts for the kids, hot cocoa bar, and everybody will get a free family photo. It's $10 per gingerbread house, but all other activities are free. Here's a number for info, 678-4211. You can go online at glenviewchristian.org and learn a whole lot more about it.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Broker is your personal friend, and I can assure you that he and Tara Vincent will treat you right. Located on the square in Glasgow. That's Glasgow Realty and Office.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Happy New Year from our Cohen Steakhouse and Grill family.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown, we know what's at stake.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
Spinning it in the right direction, tidbit news. We just had the Earn Dog on there talking about Glasgow Realty, and I made the comment on the telecast. He's the only guy in the Christmas parade with sunglasses on.
Who?
Last night. Earn Dog.
Earn Dog had sunglasses on?
He did. He was in there with the Freedom Warriors, and he was handing out candy, and he was doing so with his hipster sunglasses on.
Well, you know what? He's age is just a number.
He can get away with that. See
that hair?
Yeah. All right.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It would be.
That's what I tell people. If you got it, grow it.
That's right. Don't don't hide it. Don't put it all up under a hat.
Yeah, we've on days that we have ball games on Tuesdays. For Glasgow that we air.
Yeah.
We're just moving the Earn Dog show to Wednesday and Thursday now,
well,
6 to 7.
We've got a ball game tomorrow night.
So back-to-back nights of great music.
All right, I got to tell you a couple. We talked about the Christmas parade, and we talked about it yesterday about how that it turned out to be an excellent decision to shift it back a day, as far as being able to have the nicest weather that was available, because it's turning cold again, see, so it just sort of worked out good to do the whole thing yesterday.
Well, it did, and I mean, even with as light as the wind was yesterday, there were some floats. Actually, the one that won second place in the small business category, some of their ornate little pieces of their decorations were bent back from the wind, and they still won the award. But I mean, it's just a good call. It's the right call, because wouldn't you hate for all that work to be put into that float?
Sure.
It's been in the garage for about a month now, and then all of a sudden you get it out and it's showtime, and it doesn't, it's torn up. And
Amy Bingham and I made a lot of comment on the air last night about how wonderful that units utilized the theme for the parade. 12 Days of Christmas. They had, we had five Golden Ring float, and we had lots of other plays on the title, The 12 Days of Christmas.
Well, after they moved it one day, they should have just called it The 13 Days of Christmas.
That's right. This was the bonus day.
That's right.
At least they didn't have the problem they had in Nashville, Tennessee with the Christmas parade yesterday. Have you heard about this?
I have not. I was in Nashville yesterday.
Yeah. Well, there was a man who helped stop a Waffle House shooter, and he got to be the Grand Marshal yesterday. He stepped into the role for the Christmas parade actually on Saturday as a last-minute replacement for Kid Rock. Have you heard about this?
Where was Kid Rock?
Kid Rock got the boot because of his profane comments on live television. The guy's name was James Shaw Jr. He hopped into a horse-drawn carriage Saturday to lead the parade. Kid Rock was nowhere to be seen as the parade started along its route, according to the Tennessean newspaper. Kid Rock was ousted after using an expletive to describe television personality Joy Behar during an interview Friday on Fox and Friends. And I won't get into what he said, but it was a bitter sort of a less than appropriate. If you're somebody that ever wants to be looked up to, you shouldn't get into it.
I hate to hear that about Kid Rock.
Television.
He puts on one of the best shows.
Yeah.
But he's got a song, and we can't say the title on the radio.
Yeah.
But it's American Bad something. Well, instead of getting Kid Rock, they got a true American Bad something. A guy that prevented a crime or prevented.
That's right.
So they got a real tough guy.
That's right. Hey, and I think that's good. That's right. I guess it's safe to say that you would think a Grand Marshal would be somebody you would look up to, and
like Charlie Goodman.
Yeah, that's right. And Peggy too. Throw Peggy in there too.
Yeah.
And of course, a number. I saw Brian Pack on that float coming through there yesterday, and others that as they came through. It was an excellent play. Certainly a better choice than Kid Rock, who was said some expletive things about Joy Behar. Mm-hmm. So if that's okay. It's a free speech. We have free speech in this country, but it's not. You don't have to be honored with the Grand Marshal if you blow it.
I've got a friend who sat at a card table with Kid Rock.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that was entertaining.
And he's not a real fan of the guy either.
Yeah, well,
But great shows.
Yeah,
great shows.
But nonetheless, he can perform. But you know what? He can't perform to the satisfaction of the folks running the Nashville Christmas Parade. So, but the
Another
other guy
good call, I guess you
right.
could say.
That's right.
Parade committees.
All right, lots of good calls here this weekend. Let me tell you about a couple of other real quick things here before we wrap this up here. It was funny to everybody who saw it, but for a while it was no laughing matter when 2 District of Columbia employees refused a marriage license to a New Mexico man because they thought New Mexico was a foreign country. It happened last month when Gavin Clarkson tried to apply for a marriage license in Washington. After he approached the clerk and showed his New Mexico ID, he says the clerk told him he needed an international passport to get a marriage license. Clarkson asked for a supervisor who told him the same thing. Mm-hmm. After a while, the clerk realized her error and granted Clarkson and his fiancée their licenses, Clarkson said. All the couples behind us waiting in line were laughing. Clarkson reported this to the Las Cruces Sun-News when he returned home. I'm not sure exactly why that was in today's Tidbit News, but nonetheless, if you missed it, we brought you up to date.
And it goes back to those real IDs that we're going to be getting.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out.
Don't let that get in the way of true love.
And finally, if you're going to take your young'un to see a Christmas movie this particular season, just be sure that you explain it all. It was something to be imitated that he saw in a movie, and now he's in the news. An 11-year-old boy from northern Illinois says he was inspired to put his tongue on a frozen metal pole by the movie A Christmas Story. Spencer Klein.
So it wasn't the BB gun after all that was so dangerous.
Spencer Klein of Sandwich, Illinois, now knows what happens when you do that in real life. Turns out, like it did in the movie, your tongue gets stuck and it hurts a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
The middle school student panicked as his tongue remained affixed to the pole. A friend who was with Spencer searched for hot water and then called an ambulance. But by then, Spencer was able to pry his tongue away from the pole. He's expected to make a full recovery. I'm sure there's some rawness to that tongue, you know.
I mean, all you had to say to the kid was, hey, you'll pull your tongue out, kid.
That was not special effects in that movie, A Christmas Story, when that tongue stuck to the pole. And this fellow over here, young fellow, 11 years old in Sandwich, Illinois, proves it in real life.
What we went to see the ice sculpture at Opryland yesterday.
Yeah.
Took the Hankster down there,
Uh-huh.
and they put it's the last thing you see before it all starts. Do not touch the ice.
Yeah.
And it says, and even they even have a sample of how cold it is, so you kind of know what you're getting into, and it is cold.
Yeah.
But they tell you, if you touch this for too long, it could burn you or cause injury.
As my mother used to say, those that can't hear can feel.
Yeah. And, of course, you're not going to keep those kids from I've got a video you got to see of Hank sliding down the ice slide.
Okay. All right.
It's awesome.
Let's check it out.
All right.
That's what we have in the way of tidbit news for today. 38 degrees, 741. We'll come back and we'll say goodbye to our Facebook friends because we don't want to violate our agreement with Facebook. To not put music on there. So we'll
except for the trivia question.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll see if it stays up.
Yeah, that was fast enough. We'll see.
Good morning.